Intervals, 2 of them, yesterday. Today we're gonna do 5-minute intervals again, 1-minute rest, like I did last week. Hopefully it was last week. And I'm gonna do them in my Asics Evoride. So put my foot up, like I was gonna show you, so I should show you. Cat sees birds, makes noises. Feeling a little spice on the knee right now, otherwise good. Rested. My shoes for work today were, I wore my 1080s, very soft, very cushy, to work, and I carried my Ultras with me. Then I wore my Ultras for 5 or 6 hours at work, and then tried to rest again in the 1080s, and then walked home in them. That's my plan for most days now. I'm going to wear kind of whatever I feel like to and from work, but put on my zero drop shoes for as long as I can stand it during the workday, and just keep adapting to moving around in zero drop shoes. Because even though I'm barefoot at home all the time, I don't move around all that much. And yeah, intervals, 2 of them, yesterday. Okay, intervals, 6.5 of them, yesterday. It's a riff on the Pro Science Life, 2 of them, yesterday. I messed up and didn't record my first interval on Strava, and I ran my beloved Strava segment, the 46th Avenue climb, and I was like, I'm flying through this thing, like, to the point where I was like, the timer must be broken, I should have hit 5 minutes by now. It just flew up the street, and then realized that I had spent my freshest possible interval just tossed into the ether, not recorded on Strava, not on the internet. Pixar, it didn't happen, it didn't happen. So I ran my next interval, which I did label interval 2, and wanted to get back to the bottom of the 46th Avenue climb for interval 3, because that's statistically the best interval, which I did, and then I was spent and did 2 more intervals, I think. And then when I was gearing up in the rest time for my final interval, the rest time fully elapsed, and I was like, why isn't the timer going yet? Like, it really should have gone. It's been a minute. And then I opened the interval timer, and I was done. So everything was completely fucky for that. And then I just started it anyways to do 1 more interval, and just launched myself. Completely, full send, as the kids say. The kids who were 4 years younger than me. But then there was a bunch of corners in it that I had to slow down for. And yeah, there it is. I have 2 interval 3s. I fucking knew it. And even my warm-up was less than 2 kilometers at just under 5 minutes a kilometer. So, first recorded interval, interval 2. 1.28 distance, pace of 3:56. With a bunch of achievements, my best half mile, second best kilometer. But 3:56 is a good kilometer, because my best kilometer right now is 3:51. Next, exact same distance, at 3:59 pace, 4:02 pace. Oosh, yeah, and then the cliff. So the interval that was the 46th Avenue climb, where would you be? Yeah, you are there. You are there. Yeah. What thrilling content that I'm just looking down and scrolling my phone and saying, yeah. It must be you. It is you. Was actually, so the interval that was the 46th Avenue climb again was actually just a 4:02 pace. It's nothing special. Got me third place again for the 46th Avenue climb, dethroning myself, kicking myself out of the top three. Sucker. I've done the 46th Avenue climb 38 times. That's just one direction because I run it both directions repeatedly. So, well, actually, I did change the stats. I'm third place for all time at 3:04, and I'm second place for this year. I wasn't second place for this year before. I'm coming for you, David Langille. Langille. It's just Langle. I'm gonna get you. I'm gonna get you. Go on with you. I'm number one by weight.
Well, that's a weird feature.
Yeah.
So now you want to fight cyclists and Dave Langle?
Dave Langle. No, I will defeat Dave Langle in the onerous battle. Oh, look, I got number one for today on the 46th Avenue climb. So suck a dick. Michael DeBoer, Steve White, Renee Bork, Stephanie Maxwell, and Robert Tuttle. Fucked up all your names except Steve White and Stephanie Maxwell, but I'm sure this person's name is like Renee Bourquois. And this person's name is Michael Dubois. Beat you by 30 seconds, Michael. Go on with you. That's my new catchphrase. Go on with you. So anyway, I've run kilometers faster than that, but I guess the hill is significant. And then, yeah, the one where I was just spent after was I at a 4:33 pace, I covered 1.13. So that's just how you suck dicks. And then the final blast run that I did, I covered 1.29 at a 3:50 pace, which means new kilometer. My best kilometer, my kilometer PR is now 3:44. So I've PR'd my kilometer 3 or 4 times in a week. It's also my best half mile and my best 400 meters. So that's what it is. That was a final interval with corners and just dying, but also going full send as best I could. So. And just for funsies, this is all tracked. It goes warm up, interval 2, interval 3, interval 3, interval 4, interval 5, cool down. And I listen to the Command and Conquer soundtrack for the run, and then I listen to Sam Harris podcast for the cool down. And I love my kitty. It'll be too dark if I try and put the camera on her. No, I want 2 of them. Yesterday.